All right. And so this is really interesting. Bob, Phil, are you on the call?
Yep. Sorry to interrupt, Amy.
Yeah.
But I believe we have a customer cyber event going on, and you're the only certified cyber crisis leader available at the moment.
Yeah, I was seeing some alerts there, Bob. That was really strange. Thank you. Excuse me, everyone. So I apologize for this interruption, but for the next few minutes, we'd like to invite all of you to walk through a cyber incident tabletop test with us. This is just a simulation. None of the events are happening in the live UFS environment. I repeat, this is just a test. Okay, Bob, can you explain to me what is happening?
Yep, for sure. We just received a call from our partner SOC that there is traffic that appears to be possible data exfiltration from an internal device. I did a quick lookup and it appears to be Mike V's machine.
Interesting. Okay, Bob, I think you're right. So I'm going to get a crisis line started and a jabber started, and I'll pull the team together. Give me just one moment, everyone, while I get us set up here. All right. Okay. All right, so while we wait for everyone to jump on, I just want to talk through what our process has been so far. We have identified a few individuals at UFS who are considered qualified to, they're qualified and trained to lead the whole team through a cyber event. So that was our Code Blue leader that Bob had mentioned. We also always jump on a conference call and always open up a jabber chat. This allows us to communicate quickly and efficiently while also documenting all of the different pieces and making sure that we've got written notes for everything that's happening. And so as you work through an incident, that's what's really important, is to just make sure that we're documenting all of that as it's happening. Next up, you're going to see the team run through the first few steps of response, and that is to identify the roles that each team member will play. And what this does is this really sets those appropriate expectations for everyone and eliminates that confusion around responsibility. So I'll keep breaking into today's tabletop test, and I'll point out specific pieces of the process to all of you while we go. Thanks everyone for joining us. I will be crisis leader. Sarah, please take communication coordinator. Thomas and Bob, I'm going to need you guys to be co-resolution coordinators. And Mike, we invited you here because we believe that it's your machine that has been impacted. Bob, can you please go ahead and update everyone on what you told me?
Yeah, sure. We just got a priority 1 alert call from our SOC that there's a potential data exfiltration activity from Mike's laptop. I'll throw the rest, I'll throw the text from the alert in the chat.
Okay, thanks, Bob. Hey, Thomas, can you do me a favor? Look at the firewall for the destination that Bob threw in there, and can we block traffic to that immediately?
Yep, taking a look now.
Okay, great. So let's check in quick. As we just reviewed in our presentation, identification is our first step. Bob handled that by the notification he received automatically, and then getting in touch with me. Second, now we need to make sure that we have contained the incident. Right now, the only indicator of attack that we have is, and that we can control, is that internet traffic. So blocking that traffic is going to be the best way to make sure that we have contained the incident, at least as far as we're currently aware. So let's keep going and see how the team does. Hey, Mike, is there anything happening on your laptop, or did you receive any notifications from SureProtect?
You know, I did receive an email from Jake in marketing. It had an attachment that I was supposed to use as my spooky background for today's event. But when I opened it, there wasn't any background, and now I can't click on anything else on my laptop.
Okay, everyone. So our next step is going to be communicating to the right people what happened. We've assembled a team of people, but because of the potential impact of a cyber event, we need to make sure that executive management is aware of what is happening. Our communication coordinator handles those notifications internally and also then coordinates the communication externally. This is really an important role for us in crisis response because it really helps us keep everybody up to date. You'll notice that in each update Sarah is going to give to the executive team, she's going to set clear expectations, and she's going to make sure that we've got other pertinent information about what's happening and also when the team can expect to receive their next update. And so let's head back to the action. All right, Sarah, I think we need to get something out to the exec team. Can you send them a crisis update?
Yep, I'm on it.
Great. All right, thanks, Sarah. So Mike, we don't have a Jake in marketing. You know Jake is our State Farm agent. Why would you click on an email attachment from an employee you don't recognize?
I guess I was just rushing and I wasn't paying attention. Although I think I have a bigger problem. I just got a weird pop-up. Can I share my screen with you guys?
Sure, Mike, go ahead. I think you're the presenter now. Oh. Okay, everyone. So at this point in a true incident, we would have already contacted our cyber insurance company. Once a code blue is identified and while it's being contained, that's the first call we make. When we're ready to review the lessons learned today from today's incident, we'll take that as a takeaway and identify that as a step that was missing and plan how to remediate that in the future. But let's get back to the fun. Hey, Thomas, how is that firewall coming?
I have blocked any traffic to or from both sources listed in the alert.
Awesome. And can you go ahead and pop that into the chat?
Sure thing.
All right, great.
Hey, Mike, did you get an alert from SureProtect? This is definitely something that it would have stopped for us.
Well, that's the thing. I really wanted to play this new Mario Kart game on my laptop. And so I used my wizard and sorcery powers and disabled the protection on my laptop because the system wasn't letting me download it. And I just sort of forgot to put it back on.
Mike, we've talked about this before. It is against our policy to use sorcery and magic, and especially to use it to disable the security when normal people can't just disable the security.
I know, I'm sorry. There looks like maybe a little bit of data exfiltrated. I don't have any work information on the hard drive, just a copy of some movies, Frozen and Frozen 2. I think that's what they were after.
Aha, I've stolen your favorite movies, and now I have control of your laptop. If you want me to let it go, it will cost you.
These movies are everything to me. Not having these will ruin me. What can I do? I'll do anything it takes. Do you want money? Do you want an airplane ticket? Do you want me to build you a snowman?
No, I demand 4 million unmarked candy bars. Individually packaged, full size, not any of that little fun size garbage. This is serious. Get me what I need. Ha ha ha!
Yikes. Things really seem to be piling on now. In a tabletop test, it's really common to layer the incidents that you have to respond to. This tests the organization of your team, the knowledge of your systems and how they interact with each other. And it also really stresses your plan. So having multiple issues thrown at you is the best way to identify those process gaps. Our first issue was that Mike's laptop had a malware infection. Now we have the team working with the malware infection and a bad actor demanding ransom. Let's see how it plays out.
Hey team, the hacker has demanded a ransom of 1 million candy bars. I'm not sure what to do.
Okay, Mike, thanks for that update. It is imperative that you continue to communicate any other contact the hacker has or any other information that you gather either from your PC or the hacker with the team.
Hey, Amy, I think it's time for another exec update. You want me to let them know about the ransom demands?
Let's hold off for a second, Sarah. Okay, everyone. So it's really important for us to communicate with the executive team and so that they know about these ransom demands. But we need to be able to confidently tell leadership what information the hacker had access to or has stolen. So there's a balance between communicating often enough and also including all relevant information needed to allow leadership to make decisions as we move forward. Hey, Mike, I'm going to need you to freeze out that hacker while we continue to assess the risk here. Thomas, are we able to identify any of the data that was traversing the network that caused the SOC to alert us?
Yeah, let me give the SOC a call. I'm going to drop. I'll be right back.
All right. Thanks, Thomas. So while we wait for him, Bob, can you confirm that SureProtect isn't alerting us of any other issues?
Affirmative. I've been in the console watching since we kicked off the crisis, and I can confirm that there's been no lateral movement or spread of the ransomware.
Great.
Okay, I'm back. I just talked to the SOC and they were able to confirm that only 2 files were transferred. The names were my favorite movie.wave and my second favorite movie.wave.
Awesome. Thanks, Thomas. All right. Okay, everyone. So I'm confident that the team was able to stop this attack and no confidential data was lost. Can everyone just let me know if they agree with that?
Yep.
Great.
Agreed.
Mike, you can tell that hacker thanks, but no thanks. He can keep his decryption keys and movies.
Hey, hacker, that's a hard no on all your demands.
All right, Sarah, we can go ahead and get up that exec update out.
Okie dokie.
All right, so you will all notice that I made the decision today to not pay the ransom and just notify the executive leadership. That is not really the true process in our incident response plan, but we simplified that down for the purpose of today's test. The decision to pay or not pay is one of those decisions that I was mentioning earlier, easier made ahead of time, but that needs to be made really at the executive level or the board level, and that needs input from local, federal lawmakers, and also your cyber insurance company and regulators. So we need to take all of that input into consideration when making that decision. If we can work that out ahead of time and have that decision process identified, we will be making that a lot less stressful in a really awful time for the people having to go through that. So it sounds like we're really close to resolution here on our test. Let's check back in with the team. Hey, Bob, what else do you need from Mike?
Mike, please connect your laptop to a power source and bring it into the office so we can perform some forensic investigation on it. And also, please don't connect to the VPN on the laptop until I get a chance to look at it.
Understood. Thanks, Bob.
Okay, everyone, great job on this. We've identified the source of infection, isolated and blocked the malicious traffic, verified no confidential data was lost, and we have a plan for mitigation and remediation of Mike's machine. Sarah, I think we're good to send our resolution message to the exec team.
Okay, doing it now.
Okay, so our process internally is that for every incident, we author what we call a root cause analysis or RCA document. This document will contain the issue, resolution, lessons learned, and any mitigation that is needed from what we've learned. So one of our resolution coordinators is always responsible for that RCA document, as they're really the team members completing that technical resolution and remediation. Once we assign out these final tasks, we have completed our tabletop test. Let's get those assignments done, and then we can all review what we learned together. Hey, Bob, can you handle the RCA?
Absolutely.
Thomas, can you send over that technical firewall details for Bob to include?
You betcha. Sending the email now.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone. I'm going to end the conference bridge and save the chat. Appreciate all your help. All right, so I hope you all had a little fun with that. I know we all did preparing for that, and really appreciate our guest star hacker. So after we do a tabletop test, I think a lot of us get the information and we go, okay, and then you test. What happens after we test? We need to cover what we learned, action planning, updating the plan, and additional testing. So what did we learn today in our test? Our users can use magic to disable protection. Our phishing email was negatively effective. Limited code blue leaders were available, and our response process was generally effective, but we did miss the insurance step, and we also didn't really test our communication strategy today. And so then what is our action planning? We're gonna determine how to remediate each of these and assign a criticality at the end, and you'll see I've done that here. We're gonna update our security settings to ensure magic cannot be used. Critical step, we need to make sure hackers cannot get in anymore when Mike uses magic. We need to do some additional training for our users. It seems our staff maybe has some questions on phishing testing, and that's a medium. Most of our staff is really good about that, but Mike's going to need some additional one-on-one training, whether that's in person or through video, because he obviously was clicking on links that he wasn't supposed to. We need to certify some additional code blue leaders. We need more people available. That's high. It's not critical. We've got a good amount and one was available, but it shouldn't just be interrupting a presentation because only one person is available. So we're going to get more people certified there. And we missed our insurance step. So we'll just verify that the plan is as it should be and that it mentions that step. And then we'll just do some additional training for our crisis leaders. That's critical. Calling insurance is a critical step. We're going to make sure we do that right away with our current and our new crisis leaders. And for our communications, we'll test those separately in a self-assessment this year, and then we'll make sure that that is a step included in next year's test. Once we've done all that remediation, we're going to update our incident response plan document to make sure that we've accounted for all the different lessons that we've learned and all the different changes we needed to make to the process or plan. And then we'll determine, do we need to test again because we had maybe some major gaps, or maybe we had some minor gaps and we're able to just, verify those in next year's test. I know that I covered a lot of information today, and you got to partake in an incident response tabletop test with all of us here at UFS, and that probably moved fairly quickly. And so I'm happy to answer any questions. Please reach out. Most of my information came right from the FFI CIT booklets with a little bit of UFS and my experience sprinkled in. So please reach out, and happy to answer any questions.